Pittsburgh Penguins would have scored on that power play. It wouldn't have been a shot from the point. Take a look at the pass across. Zalapski doesn't take a long time in unloading this. Just inside the post, about halfway up the net. Been waiting for Zalapski to take more control, and perhaps under the tutelage of Bob Johnson this year, he'll start to reach the heights that is expected of him. He's a great offensive player. He sees the ice well. He's got a good shot, passes the puck well, and the way he fired that baby, if he can do that a few more times, it'll make Bob Johnson smile.
Zalapski from Cullen and Recchi, the scoring play that moves Cullen into a shared lead in the NHL with Wayne Gretzky. Now it's Calgary. They have a one-goal advantage. It's 4-3. We've had goals here in the opening period by the boxcar load, and we've still got 4 minutes to play. Gillen leaves the trailer. Yeager's shot! And that bounced high and wide of the net. It's wide open. Back up into the center ice area. Puck is shoveled through, going to the corner now, putting it into the slot area. That was swept away by Gillen. Gillen coming back up ice with Coffey. Trying to find Coffey. The pass was too far ahead of him. Natras put it into center. Puck goes down the ice. Icing is waved on. Correction on a 3-goal outburst a while ago by Calgary. It was 42 seconds for 3 goals. Just 42 seconds. Now Calgary on the attack. Fleury couldn't get at the puck. However, he does now in the corner. Ranheim in front of the net. Comes back to the line. Johansson pinching in deep. Goes to the corner. Protecting the puck. Got it out in front. And it just missed Ranheim there. It's catapulted down the ice. And back quickly is Gilmore. 3 minutes left in an entertaining, wide open first period of play here in Pittsburgh. Calgary leading it by a goal. Now the puck is lofted in by Erie, goes to the corner, cleared around the boards. Matteau trying to miss a check, he does. Got it up ahead. Mullen is sent sprawling, and Johansson has to retreat. Calgary with the puck. Otto going into the center ice area. It's handled very nicely and into the slot area by Matteau. Nobody there. And it's back into the neutral zone. Oh, Otto hits solidly. Puck is in the corner. Pittsburgh taking over control. Brown now. Now it's up the ice, and Vernon has to leave it there as both clubs are making changes. Musil up into center. Now it's taken over by McInnes. Got it up ahead to Roberts, moving in, and it was just stripped off his stick at the last moment by Recchi. Great scoring chance, but Recchi played it well defensively. Down the ice, Vernon swept it to Makarov behind the net. Makarov up ahead on the wing now. Calgary going to the attack. About a minute and a half left in the period. Good speed here by Neuendijk. Trying to get it on the short side. And it goes into the mesh, and it's held there.
Tonight the Penguins welcome our friends from Smith Line Beach.
Thank you for that. That's a new record by 6 seconds. In intermission number 1, we'll introduce you to an old Calgary friend, Joe Mullen, now in a Pittsburgh uniform, and you'll see the new Flames on the block, part 1, plus a busy night in the NHL. Grant will keep you up to date. We've got a busy night here at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. 1:35 to go in the opening period. Calgary leading it by a 4-3 margin. Behind the net for Johnson. Johnson streaks up the right side, goes rink wide for Gillen. Musil headed to the corner, pumped it up ahead. Overskated, and now Calgary with Musil controlling, got it up into the neutral zone. Going to the attack now is Neuendijk. He's skating hard, leaves it there for Makarov. He's poke-checked off the puck. Peterson got it to Bork, over to Tanny, back to Peterson. With all of that crisscross, wound up being offside at the blue line.
Barry Peterson, most famous for allowing Cam Neely to go to the Boston Bruins. Was with Vancouver for a few years and things didn't go quite the way he wanted. He had an operation on his arm that took out a big piece of his bicep. And he never regained the form that he had when he scored over 100 points with the Boston Bruins. One of only 3 guys, I think, to score over 100 points with the Boston Bruins.
It's been downhill for Barrie out of Big River, Saskatchewan. 116 points, that one great year you talked about before the operation. Now Pittsburgh going into operation, trying to tie things up here. They're down a goal. It's been surprisingly wide open, but very entertaining. Bureau along the boards. Bureau trying to get past the check. Verdina got it back to him. Bureau jostling for the puck. Yeager lifts it into the neutral zone, and Natras goes back. He taps it right back into Penguin territory. Now the Penguins trying to escape their zone. Puck is taken away, comes back to the line to Natras. He couldn't get it through. Yeager with Gillen now. Gets it up ahead to Coffey. Coffey can make things happen. Into the corner, back to Yeager. Yeager looking for help. Got it back out in front. Oh, what a great chance! And Vernon made the stop as Erie was set up out in front at point-blank range. As we said when he was coming up the ice, this is the guy that makes things happen with Pittsburgh, particularly in the absence of Mario Lemieux. It came out, as mentioned, to Erie. Then it's loose in front, and Vernon jumps on it quickly. Coffey was there in danger territory as far as the Calgary Flames were concerned. Both goaltenders have had a hectic opening period, as at times the defense have left them behind. Calgary has 11 shots on goal at this point, 8 for Pittsburgh. We have 7 goals out of that total of 19 shots. That's a pretty good percentage. 14 seconds left in the opening period as Brown gets set. Puck goes to Johansson behind the net. It's off the boards, back into the center ice area. McCowan tries to retrieve it now in the corner. Goes along the boards, and everybody stopped. Nobody was sure whether a whistle had gone or what was going on, and the clock kept going, but they're down to 1 second. Everybody's sort of putting their hands up and saying, did you whistle? Did you whistle? What's going on? The clock, however, says there is 1 second remaining. There's a little discussion about that. It was an odd sight, seeing everybody sort of standing around, and the clock kept going. But there's the 1 second, so it'll be a ceremonial drop of the puck, and that's going to do it. Down it goes, and the period is over. A highly entertaining opening period. Of that there is no doubt. And I know you're going to have a highly entertaining first intermission as well, because you're going to see a friend of ours now with the Penguins, Joe Mullen, in the studio with Grant Bolland. It's Calgary 4, Pittsburgh 3.
For the fastest 3 goals, that was set tonight in 42 seconds. It's the Flames leading the Penguins 4-3 after 1. Take a hockey player from Quebec, one from Boston, another from Czechoslovakia. And what you have on the Flames are new kids on the Flames block. There are thousands of people arriving in Calgary daily, from all parts of Canada and the world.
I go in the corner. I think it's the same in Czechoslovakia. I think it's the same.
Stéphane Matteau is 21 years old from Val-d'Or, Quebec. He completes the Kent Nilsson trade of 5 years ago. The Minnesota North Star sent 2 second-round draft picks to the Flames in the exchange. One turned out to be Joe Nieuwendyk, the other, Stéphane Matteau.
We have a good forechecking system in our line. We got speeds, we're fresh legs, and it seems like we have a lot of chances during the game, and that's bring everybody up on the benches. If the kids do it, we can do it too, and I like the way we play. And sometimes we get little problem in our zone, but that's just a matter of experience. I think the time will tell we're going to be a good line for the team. I'm not afraid to fight, and doesn't matter if you win or lose a fight. It's just a matter of to show up, and some guys are paid to fight, and some guys are, like my job is to hit some peoples and skate around, and I know I can put some puck in the net. I know I can play, make some good plays, and I'm a good around player. Cocky in a sense, but it's not my style. I've always been that kind of person who like to talk to everyone, and I'm not shy because the guy make me feel comfortable around them, and there's no reason to be shy. I just do my job. If I had to say something, I will say it.
Over the summer, many said that 23-year-old Tim Sweeney had a good chance of making the Flames. He led the Flames farm team, the Salt Lake City Golden Eagles, in scoring last season. Sweeney was in the Flames lineup on opening night, a memorable one for the Boston native.
Yeah, it was memorable, all right. First game in overtime, you know, Gary Suter took a nice shot from the point, which got blocked, and the goalie was out of the net. And I had to kind of dive for the puck. So, you know, anytime you score a goal in the NHL, it's memorable, especially if it's your first one in overtime.
On Thursday in Philly, it's part 2 in our Kids in the Blocks feature. We'll focus on Tim Sweeney. Up next, Joey Mullen, live on 2 and 7. For 4.5 years, Joey Mullen was arguably one of the most popular Flame players because of scoring a lot of goals. He scores one tonight, his first ever against his old team, and he's doing a lot of that lately with the Penguins because he is now 3rd in the NHL right now in goals behind Brett Hull and Steve Larmer. Joey Mullen has 11. And that trade over the summer came on draft day, and I was at the Flames table that day, Joey, when the Rangers were talking to the Flames, the Devils were talking to the Flames, and so were the Islanders, but you went to Pittsburgh. Were you surprised?
Well, I think there's always a surprise involved in a trade, and yes, I was quite surprised because I thought I had pretty much a home in Calgary. I thought maybe I finished my career out in Calgary, but it didn't happen, and I'm just glad that they did send me to Pittsburgh because it was probably the #1 city I wanted to come to. Obvious reasons, Bob Johnson is here, Craig Patrick is here. I think it's an up-and-coming team, and it's a great city to live in.
First impression, seeing you this morning, you seemed very happy. Why are you happy? Sometimes I guess a trade can be upsetting, but why does it make you happy initially?
Well, I'm definitely happy in the atmosphere that I'm in right now. You know, I really love Pittsburgh. I'm very happy being back in the United States. Nothing against Canada, but you know, I'm very happy to be closer to home and closer to our families, mine and my wife's. And you know, the way the season has started for me already, you know, getting a few goals out there, it's been a great relief off my back and a welcome sight.
Tell us about Badger Bob. We have a lot of Badger Bob stories in Calgary from his days with the Flames, but is he still the same old Badger?
Oh, definitely. He hasn't changed one bit. You know, he comes to the rink every day with more enthusiasm than 20 guys that are playing, and you know, it starts to rub off on you after a while, and he's just been great, and I think he's been so positive, and he's helping this team out a lot.
I believe Jim Poplinski has joined us here.
Excuse me just for a sec, Grant. Joe and I were old pals, and there was a time in a Toronto hotel room early in the morning. It was after curfew, and nobody knew about that at the time. But Joey pinned me. He was a great wrestler, and he and Lanny used to wrestle Joel and I. And for Christmas last year, he gave me this little present, and I thought, Molly, I'd bring it back for you and give it back. It's quite a nice shot.
That was definitely early in my Calgary career when I was a little bit out of shape, and you know, ever since I was there for a while, I got into flame shape, and then me and Lanny, we had no match from you or Joel, and you know, you guys were recruiting Dana and
I did notice one time tonight already where Joel kind of steamrolled you. You had some comments about that as well.
Well, definitely. You know, it's one of those things. Art's always, he's a backstabber, you know, and he got me in the back again, and those things happen. So,
okay, WrestleMania 3 will continue, perhaps intermission number 2. Up next, Get Uptown Scores. Thank you, Joey, and thank you, Jim. We're back after this from Pittsburgh.
Summary is brought to you by Jack Carter Chevrolet's Cadillac. your total automotive center. Check out GM's lineup for 91 on the corner of Glenmore and McLeod Trails. Jack Carter, committed to customers for life. And look at that jam-packed scoreboard. Fleury from McInnes and Suter, Mullen from Coffey, Gillen from Hillier, Roberts from McCown, Ranheim from Gilmore and Fleury, Neuendijk from Makarov, and then Zalapsky assisted by Cullen and Recchi. And those 3 Calgary goals in 42 seconds constitute a new record for the Calgary Flames franchise.
This gives you an idea of why the Flames are up by 1. Ranheim with an outstanding effort, somehow managing to keep his eye on the puck. And ordinarily I'd say Peter Angelo did the right thing in looking behind him to get the puck if it was dribbling across the line, but Ranheim somehow got a look at it, and because of 4 goals in the first period, maybe a change of momentum, Tom Barrasso has taken over the goaltending duties for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
He's kind of been struggling, as that record might indicate, and could use something in the confidence department, because it has been Peter Angelo who essentially has been carrying this club thus far. So Peter Angelo goes to the bench. Tough experience for any goaltender, but I guess they understand at times it's a team game.
Well, Peter Angelo will have his name in the Calgary Flames record book. The old record was 48 seconds for 3 goals, and the Flames did those 3 in 42. So I guess that's the good side.
I don't think Peter Angelo would appreciate it, however. Okay, 4-3, Calgary Flames are up in Pittsburgh as Fleury takes a long drive. Tess Barrasso, side of the net, comes back to the line. It's just over the line, however. Johansson rattled it right back in. That allows Coffey to wind up behind his net. Got it up smartly into center, over to Cullen. And this is Stevens trying to cut his way in. Tries the backhander. That would hit McCowan, actually, and didn't get through. And it's down the ice for Johnson. Icing is waved off. Once again, Pittsburgh going to the attack with Coffey at the blue line. Tried to finesse it through. Couldn't do so. 1-on-1 now as Matteau comes over the line. The shot. Nice glove grab by Barrasso. He was going the other way, but got the big mitt out there. Calgary with pressure again out in front. It was just missed out in front. A great close-in opportunity for Joel Otto. Cullen overskates the puck. Goes into the Calgary zone. McInnes is there. McInnes headmans it up ahead into the center ice area. Along the boards for Matteau. Cleared it behind the net. And Pittsburgh takes over control there. 11-7. 11-8 rather, with the shots on goal in the opening period favoring Calgary. 7 goals scored, of course. Here's Neuendijk, the shot. And Barrasso just got a pad on that one. Again, he seemed to be leaning a strange direction. Comes back to the line. The shot by Netris is knocked down. He pulls down Bork, who's going for the puck. There's going to be a penalty here. Bork trying to break free. And I guess that's what you call a good penalty, because he would have had a walk-in.
Calgary penalty
for tripping after Phil Bork had blocked a shot. Bork has a presence of mind to get going, and Natras turns a bit of a hook. He had no choice, and if Bork hadn't have fallen down, I think James McCown was coming full speed from the other side, and with his speed, he may just have caught Phil Bork.
Nonetheless, the potential for danger for the Calgary Flames, and now they face a little danger from this man, Bobby Brown, out of that Kamloops hockey factory. They produced a lot of national leaguers. Puck comes back to the line. Zalapsky, the shot. It didn't get through, goes to the boards. Handled there by Brown into the slot area. Coffey shot. And he drilled it wide. Pittsburgh coming close. Zalapsky now. Try to get it out front. Here's Brown. Moves in front, shoots. And that was deflected wide. Big pressure here by Pittsburgh. And finally, Gilmore belts the puck up the ice. 1 minute 30 seconds left on the penalty to Natras of Calgary. It's Pittsburgh organizing now. Mullen on the right side. He spun around. Otto couldn't clear the zone. Zalapsky's shot didn't get through. It hit Suter, and Otto clears it.
The Calgary Flames not taking any chances with a team that is offensive-minded like the Penguins. They don't want to give them that momentum again, and when they get the opportunity, they're firing that puck down the ice.
Here's Brown in center. Oh, a crushing check at the blue line. And that shook up Zalapski. Play is stopped, of course, as the referee comes over quickly.
Zarley Zalapski just took a big hit from James McCowan. Kevin Stevens is a little upset with it, but boy, from what I saw up here, that was a clean hit. McCowan laid the shoulder in him. Just keep watching and you'll see James McCowan come across and boom. You can have another look. See if McCowan's stick maybe clipped him in the face. Boy, pretty good body check. Had the elbow down, put the shoulder into him, and Zalapski with some pretty good speed and McCowan being really strong. The two don't mix when you go head to head. Skip there, Pittsburgh trainer, taking care of Zarley Zalapski.
McCowan known as a heavy hitter, isn't he? And if he gets a beat on you, look out, and Zarley Zalapski will sign that documentary.
Pretty good tandem, Paul Coffey and Zarley Zalapski. You talk about Gary Suter and McInnes. Take a look at some of these points. Paul Coffey, unbelievable, 287 goals. He's only 25 behind Denny Potvin with 970 points. Second all time, he's, I think, about 80 behind Potvin. Norris Trophy, 7 times All-Star, just unbelievable. Great offensive threat, and he's improved his defensive game as well.
He was a little disturbed about last year, nonetheless. You talk about defense, he had 103 points, but he is minus 25. I suppose that reflects the team as well as the individual, however. It's hard to assess, isn't it?
Well, I suppose it is. Plus minus is something that in the short term I don't think it means a whole heck of a lot, but over the course of a season it certainly gives you a good indication of whether your team and your individual players are strong on their own end of the rink. This is what's held us up. Zarley Zalapski down. He's reaching, and McCowan steps right into him. He takes the full force of that, not on his body, but on his chin and his face, and that's why Skip Thayer had a towel out and was looking after what probably is a potential broken nose, if not at least a bloodied one.
If not that, at least smarting a little. All right, we have played 2 minutes 50 seconds of the second period. Zed Whalen with James Poklinski and Grant Pollock at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 4-3, Calgary Flames are leading it as we hit the 3-minute mark now of this second period. Puck behind the net, Vernon leaves it there. Jam up on the boards, he got it ahead to McInnes, and there's 45 seconds left on the penalty to Natras now as McInnes relieves the pressure momentarily. Now Pittsburgh organizing once again. Coming quickly into the center ice area, he hits the blue line is Cullen. Cullen is spun around and falls. McInnes drives the puck off the boards, it's down the ice. And with 25 seconds left on the penalty, this may be Custer's last stand as far as Pittsburgh concerned on this man advantage. Off the boards now, driven in by Tanny, goes around the boards. Mullen is trying to get at it there. They jam at the corner. McCowan trying to work the puck loose for Calgary. Got it up ahead to the line. Then it's knocked out into the neutral zone by Otto, and that ought to do it. It does. Calgary is back to full strength as Natras steps back on the ice. So Calgary weathers the storm against a pretty good power play with Pittsburgh. Long pass for Matteau on the right side. Matteau knocked off the puck by Coffey. Johansson holds it in, goes to the corner, being held in there. Coming out quickly was Otto, trying to get it to Matteau. Then Hrdina is knocked flying. Hrdina now in position towards the net. The puck deflected wide of the target. Goes to the corner. Calgary forechecking, trying to work vigorously in that zone now as the puck comes right out in front. Oh, what a chance right out in front of the net for a Neuendijk who had just come out on the ice, but he drove it wide. Now it's Neuendijk, the center ice area. It has been wide open hockey. Makarov loses control of the puck. There's Coffey, and he drove it wide. Good scoring chances at both ends. In both instances, the puck is going wide. Here's Yeager in the corner. Yeager controlling the puck. The 18-year-old goes behind the net, working his way out in front. Took the shot. Calgary is allowing them at times to walk out of the corner or from behind the net, and it's an open invitation almost. But Vernon stood his ground on the post. Roberts trying to set up Neuendijk, couldn't get the puck through. Hillier backhands it up into the center ice area. Roberts is after it there. Mark Peterson falls. There's a hand defensive zone, and it's Neuendijk coming up the left side. He stops, trying to retrieve the puck, back out at the line. It's right back into the Pittsburgh zone, and we're past the 5-minute mark. This game moving quickly. We're in the second period. Pittsburgh down a goal, trying to get solidly back into this thing. Fleury steps at his own line now. Number 14, got it on the right side. Couldn't handle it. Gilmore in the return pass, and the puck is down the ice. Vernon leaves it there for Musil. Frank Musil tried the long pass to Gilmore. It had crossed a couple of lines. It's offside. This is your Molson Hockey Telecast.
Nothing on John Cullen, whether he's practiced this or not. It's not a bad double axel, and that's not an easy thing to do at full speed with a puck and a stick in your hand, but John doesn't look too impressed with it right now.
Not at all. That line struggling a little bit after total domination with his club, as Grant told you earlier, averaging 5 points a game for that line, but boy, they're a threat. Now it's McInnes behind his net, getting things organized. Puck is into the neutral zone. Comes back, however, to Priakin. Priakin trying to move in. He's muscled into the boards, however, by young Stanton. The puck goes to the opposite side. Brown is there, plays it up the boards, and it goes back into Calgary territory. 4-3, Calgary Flames leading Pittsburgh after a wide opening period. And McInnes steers it down the ice. Barrasso plays it there, also plays it high off the glass down the ice.
It looks as if Coach Risebrough has gone to using 3 lines, putting in the line of, or Bureau's line in and out, alternating the other 3.
You're watching the Flames and Penguins live on 2 and 7. Take the 1-hour flight, head for the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, where the Flames continue in the Keystone State. Philadelphia Flyers against the Calgary Flames. The family Flyers always tough at home, and we'll have it for you Thursday, 5:30 on 2 and 7. Face-off is to the left of Barrasso, who came on in relief to start this period for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Ranheim kicks it, intended for Gilmore. It bounced past him, held in the zone along the boards, and finally play a stop, necessitating a face-off in Pittsburgh's zone.
Doug Gilmore hasn't been as productive as he would have liked. He had an outstanding training camp. He kind of tailed off a bit, and I think part of that is because Risebrough has been using a lot of younger guys and allowing everybody to have a chance to either prove or disprove themselves. And you can count on Doug Gilmore being there as this season progresses. Just an outstanding athlete, a great talent, and a super guy to have playing center on any hockey club in the National Hockey League.
Does his defensive netting too.
Mario Lemieux is alive and well. He's in the Civic Arena tonight, and I'm sure he would have a smile on his face if he was sitting on the bench instead of up in the press box.
Mario has been on antibiotics for 6 weeks. He has a very important examination tomorrow. Bob Johnson said to us before the game, he says, we've got to face it. We just don't know for sure whether Mario will be back. What a blow if it were in the negative. We hope he returns because he's a plus in the National Hockey League. That virtually goes without saying. Could be a very important day tomorrow. Puck goes through to Johnson to Coffey, up into center to Cullen. He tried to go rink wide for Recchi. Vernon plays it around the boards, held in by Cullen momentarily, and now Calgary breaking with Ranheim and Fleury. Fleury comes to the line, tried to work his way through. He fell. The puck went to Barrasso. Johnson behind his net for Pittsburgh. Stopped by Gilmore, put it into the slot. That one just missed. Now Stevens. Stevens moves around to check, still has possession, tried to get it out in front, and there's a 2-on-2. As Fleury comes back with Natras, Ranheim catching up. Here's Fleury looking, got it out in front for Gilmore, and he was knocked down and just couldn't get the shot away. Back comes Pittsburgh. Cullen at the line. He's checked off puck very smartly by Ranheim. Hillier in center. Down the ice. Both clubs making changes as Fleury starts off for Calgary. ahead to Gilmore. Gilmore cuts to the right side, spins the puck down the ice. Calgary changes all its skaters. So it's fresh legs against fresh legs right here. Up into center quickly for Pittsburgh. Yeager spun around, couldn't get at the puck. It's up the boards. Handled there by Neuendijk. Neuendijk in traffic, managed to get it in the middle from Musil to Roberts. Roberts moving in now, trying to move out front. Very nice move in the defensive zone. Put an end to that, and that was by Gordy Roberts. Puck is down the ice. And going from his corner is Roberts. Pays it high off the boards and down the ice. Neuendijk trying to scoop it free. He does. Neuendijk moving in. Got it right out in front. Roberts couldn't get anything on the shot as he was checked. He was in beautiful position. But both Yeager and Daniels had got back quickly. It's back to the line. McKenna's shot. That's blocked. He moves in. Shoots. And Barrasso with a big save. And fired down the ice.
Pittsburgh just worn out after that flurry. They had to ice the puck. It was a 2-on-1 if they would have taken advantage of it.
Now here's Calgary once again with a close-in opportunity as they were catching the Penguins off guard on a line change. But Barrasso made the save.
Jeff tried a bit of a nifty move on Gordy Roberts, and Gordy Roberts read it. Otherwise, Gary Roberts would have been in. Roberts back to Roberts, it could be if they were on the same team. That would really confuse us. Pretty smart defensive move by Randy Hillier. Puck sliding along the right side, and whether Barrasso's leg was there or not, it didn't matter because Hillier's hand was, and he directed the puck to the corner.
Pittsburgh down a goal. We've played 10 minutes now of the second period. Halfway point at regulation time. Calgary leads it 4-3. Priakin coming into center, takes the return pass, moves into the slot, gets it back to McCowan. The shot rebound out front. There's a scramble there with Otto in the goal crease, but the puck belongs to Mr. Barrasso.
Joe Otto has been one of probably the most consistent Flames so far this year. He's not only played very, very well, but he's done it on a game-in, game-out basis. Barrasso has kept a good eye on the puck tonight. He's committed a situation that's worked out well for him. A lot of shots like this that aren't real easy saves to make, but at least the puck is a bit of a ways out. He has a chance to get into the game, and then when he's called upon to make a real difficult save, hopefully he's a little bit more warm otherwise than he would be coming straight off the bench after sitting there for the entire first period.
Has to be careful of the puck handling there with Otto looking at. Zalapski's leaving. He was shaken up on that McCowan check a while ago and now elects to go for repairs. Hopefully he'll be back. Well known in Calgary, spent 3 years with the national team. All sorts of promise, and I think slowly, as you mentioned, Jim, beginning to fulfill that promise. Puck in center. Kind of a mishmash there, but Gilmore finally got to the right side, flipped the backhander in. This is a vast change from the opening period where there were 7 goals scored. Now nothing of that variety so far in this period. Fleury trying to get past Cullen, can't do so. Cullen falls, Recchi goes after the puck, scoops it into the boards, and we're going to have, I think, a penalty coming up here, and there's going to be a little bit of an argument about it, but not of much consequence. Calgary continuing to lead by a goal.
Musil for Holman.
Calgary penalty, number 3, Frank Musil.
Frank Musil had been shaking his head for the 15 seconds previous to you seeing him. And there he goes again. Can't believe that he got the penalty, but the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to have a man advantage for a couple of minutes because he does have a holding penalty. Tom Barrasso has been tested sparingly in this second period. A few shots, but